Friends, good afternoon. Welcome to my kitchen. If we have not met yet, my name is Erin Chase from $5 Dinners, and for many years I have done the Dinner Made Easy show, live streamed on Facebook. Now we're live streaming on Instagram and TikTok. I introduced you to Daisy, but she's down here and I do not want to pick her up. Dinner Made Easy is my live stream. This is me cooking live in the kitchen, and today we are making Instant Pot chili with a new ingredient that you are going to love. Full disclosure, I am their new TV spokesperson, but this is like, I had to just share it with you. This is not related. I mean, we're related, but we're not. So full disclosure there. I'm super excited to tell you about this. When I did a segment in Austin this past weekend, the newscasters were like, this is genius. And I think you're gonna think it's genius as well. So I'm gonna show you that here in just a second and show you how it takes away one step in the process. If you're watching on Facebook, the recipe is linked to the video. It's also linked in the comments. If you are watching on, let's see, TikTok, you'll have to go search on the website. We're making the Instant Pot beef and black bean chili, and same story on the gram, my friends. Who's ready to get cooking? Here's how we can save money on this. I like to share how we can spend less money by making this. First of all, we spend less money by making dinner at home. Like if our family's gonna go through Chick-fil-A, it's like north of $60. We could probably do like a taco Tex-Mex place for maybe 45, closer to 50. It's just so much right now. I know we're all feeling that pain, and so eating at home is a really great way to, one, spend less money on groceries. But I know it can get old eating the same thing over and over, which is why I'm sharing this idea with you today to give you inspiration and also to teach you. So if you've never made an Instant Pot chili, stick around. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I have the Instant Pot right here behind me. Also, did you know that there's like, some of them have little holders. You can hold the lid up like that, which comes in real handy when you take it, when you open it up. Okay, what is this mystery ingredient, you say? Here it is. So this is a brand new product and I am crushing on it, which is one, why I agreed to go on TV and talk about it, and two, why I'm sharing with you here. This is Pound of Ground's ground beef crumbles, and I want you to listen. And as soon as you hear this magical sound, I want you to hit that heart button a whole bunch of times. Like spam us. Just spam us with the heart. Okay. So what does that sound tell you? I want spammed hearts, friends. Lots and lots of hearts. This sound, this is ground beef. It is a pound of ground beef that is already frozen, and it's already in the shape that you need it to be in, which means it cooks really quickly, less than 10 minutes in a skillet, which means it's already in this case, it's the hearty size. They also have a regular crumbles. This is the hearty size, which is perfect for chili, and we don't have to pre-brown it. You can pre-brown it like on the saute mode, but watch, we're just gonna dump all this business in and go, okay? And that's one of the reasons I love this and why I wanted to share this Instant Pot version with you. So we're gonna get this started. Here's what I have. We're gonna switch modes. Hi, Sarah. Hi, friends. I see friends here. I'm gonna go down to my counter. Hopefully the phones do not fall off of tripods. We shall see. You never know what's gonna happen live. Okay, so here is what we have. Let me give you a breakdown of what we have. Okay, so we're gonna spend less money by grabbing the ground beef when it's on sale, or grabbing this already pre-made version so you can skip that first step of needing to brown your ground beef. Okay, I'm sorry they're on Facebook about that. All right, next we have onion, red bell pepper. We're gonna cut those up really quick. I have a can of crushed tomatoes, a can of diced tomatoes to give it a little extra chunkiness, beans. This is the debate of the day, to bean or not to bean. Do you have beans? Do we not have beans? You can tell me in the comments. I know not everybody loves beans. You can tell me. I'm also gonna use up some of my hatch chilies. I shared these with you guys in that crazy, almost went viral salsa verde chicken. This is just, it's a little bit more than a crushed red bell pepper, but it's not super, super spicy. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that, chili powder, and garlic. Okay. So cutting a bell pepper, here's what you need to know. If you've never learned this from me, this is like one of the things, oh my gosh, everybody learns this from me. We're gonna cut notch to notch. So what that means, I don't want the core and the seeds to go everywhere and make a ginormous mess. So what that means is I'm gonna line up my knife from the notch to the notch. You can see the little notches right here, right? And then I'm gonna cut down. And then what happens is, oh, this one's like a pregnant. It's a pregnant bell pepper. I kind of love it when that happens. It makes my heart happy. I know I'm a kitchen nerd, I know. So then you end up with this beautiful inside, and then you can cut around, and most of the time, 99% of the time, you don't end up with seeds everywhere. I already see one, but this is how I've cut a bell pepper for so many years. And then you can cut around the top and get the little pieces from the bottom like this. And then you have the core, the pith, all this here. Hit me up with some hearts if you think that's an amazing hack. I'm all for the hacks, my friends. I am all about sharing the hacks with you. The pregnant bell pepper sometimes it has stray seeds. I have found that to be true in the past. So from here, I'm just gonna cut down to bite-sized pieces. Curl your fingers so they're lined up with the knife so you don't cut yourself. And then just cut into half-inch-ish pieces. They don't have to be super small, but you want them to kind of melt into the chili. I like adding red bell pepper or orange or yellow. All of those bell peppers are on the sweeter side, so it just is a nice way to balance out your chili, especially when we're adding some of these spicier ingredients. All right, to bean or not to bean, that is the question of today's video. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up with some love if you're excited to try these pound of ground crumbles. Let me tell you where to find them. You can find them in the frozen meat section of your grocery store, number one. This is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna add them in here in a second. You'll see how easy they are. For these crumbles, you can cook them in a skillet, brown them. You don't even have to babysit. My girl Tiffany's like always bean. I know, maybe it's a Texas thing. Always bean. So this you can brown. I just set them into the skillet. 7-8 minutes later, I stir them one time and they're browned, done, cooked. Like they're so low maintenance because they're already in the right shape. They're already in the right size. And you used these yesterday? I know, they're so good. So good. Okay. So they're in the frozen meat section. Also, if you have Amazon Fresh delivery near you, they're on Amazon Fresh. You can get it delivered. That's a super handy little trick as well. At this point, anything that's going to keep me cooking at home and not going for takeout or calling for takeout, I am for that. It's just a crazy season in life right now. This onion is I need to peel back one more layer here, it looks like. Sometimes that happens, but it's fine. All right, I've got my half moons here. I'm gonna go down and just cut into, again, these onions and bell peppers will both shrink in size as they cook and melt into this chili. I'm gonna be sharing lots more recipes with you from Pound of Ground, but this one is kind of like hey, I just wanted to introduce you to everything and tell you a little bit about it. So many great options. We love ground beef recipes around here. You probably do too because of how affordable they are. And not only this, but so many things. I could go in my pantry right now and probably come out with 6 other really easy recipes just with this, with the crumbles. The crumbles plus some things I already have in my pantry. There's so many things we can do with that, right? Okay, veggies are cut. I'm gonna open up this container. Okay, again, I do not need to pre-brown this ground beef. Why? Because it's already in the right shape, because Heidi and Jeff and their amazing invention, those are the guys who created this, sell it already frozen, already in the right size, and in this case, let's do a quick wash up. In this case, I'm using the Hardy size, which is a little slightly bigger than the other ones. Okay, we're going onion. They do also make a version that has onion in it already, so it's one less ingredient you have to fuss with. All right, bell pepper. Oops, man down. Man overboard. What do we do? All right. Next, we are going to add in the canned ingredients. So we're gonna start with the crushed tomatoes. I like the consistency of crushed tomatoes with the chili. I think tomato sauce is just too thin to me. I don't know. That's just my personal preference. And then the diced tomatoes are just going to give it a little bit of dimension. You could use petite diced if you didn't want that, or just straight crushed tomatoes. This is a big batch I'm making. I want to have lots of leftovers for lunches and even into this weekend coming up. This would be a good chili if you've got football happening. I know it's college football season, NFL. It's all the rage at my house. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden It's like a football all the time. I don't know what that's about. The beans drain or not drain, totally up to you. I am gonna just lightly drain them just so we don't have too much liquid in this. And then I'm gonna tell you why we are making chili in the pressure cooker. There is a reason, and I'm gonna tell it to you. Hi, Shar, I'm glad you're here. My friend. All right, the beans are drained. I'm using a pinto bean. I think the recipe calls for a black bean. Pretty much any bean, a red kidney bean would work. Even a white cannellini bean would be great. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so beans, diced tomatoes with their juices, and crushed tomatoes. I believe these crushed tomatoes have garlic in them already. So I have garlic here. I might add just a touch more because I feel like you can't go wrong with new garlic, with any garlic, really. All right, I'm just gonna I added a touch of water just to get as much out of there. Of course, I could use my trusty spinella, friends, the spinella. Okay, I'm so obsessed with this spinella that we are going to have a special sale next week, but I can't tell you about that yet. More to come. Be watching. I literally did like a dance up in my kitchen today to tell you about this next week. My boys are gonna just lose their minds. They're gonna think it's so cringe. But guess what? I don't care. So the spinella is amazing. I use it multiple times a day. I think I have 5 or 6 in the kitchen at this point. Okay, remember that this does have raw meat in it, so if you are going to get this, make sure that you keep this safe because this does have that. The ground beef crumbles from Pound of Ground are not cooked, okay? But I don't need to pre-brown them again because they're already the right size, okay? So last things last, spices. All right, if I should go extra on the chili powder and the chili, the Hatch chilies, let me know. Emma Elizabeth I have all the recipes on the $5 Dinners blog. I also have all these gadgets in our store. I believe the store is linked on TikTok. The blog is linked in profile on the Instagram. And of course, you can see the recipe. If you're watching on Facebook, you can see it directly right there. All right, chili powder. I added chilies. This is the Hatch green chilies. It's just like a little blend I got from Trader Joe's. This is a taco seasoning blend. I just want a touch of smokiness from the cumin. Taco seasoning has cumin, and I want just a touch of smokiness. I don't want too much. I don't want this to taste like tacos, but I do want to have a little touch of that cumin smokiness in there. And last but not least is going to be this chili powder blend. Okay, you guys, thanks for the orders. If you're on TikTok, you can order directly on TikTok now. How fancy is that? So fancy. If you're watching on Instagram, go check out some of the links in the profile, and you will find all of these goodies that we're talking about here. Facebook, I have it linked in the comments to check that out, the recipe as well as these amazing spinellas. All right, so that's it. Again, because of the Pound of Ground already being frozen and shaped in the right shapes, in this case I'm using Hardy, this is ready to go. It's literally done to go. I know I'm chatting and this is taking a little bit longer than it maybe should because I'm telling you these things and I'm trying to teach you these things, give you all the hacks. This is it. It'll probably take you 3-4 minutes to put that together. And then we're gonna put this over here into the Instant Pot. So I'm gonna do that actually really fast. Let me switch the view. You can see the Instant Pot over there on my counter. Here we go. All right, so this meat is frozen, and you do need to take that into consideration when we're gonna be cooking this in the Instant Pot. The meat is small, so it's not gonna take too long to cook through. Oh, can't see me on Facebook, hang on. Sorry, I have multiple cameras streaming. The meat does need to cook through, but if you cook it for 30 minutes on the chili cycle, or just 30 minutes on manual, high pressure, manual mode, however, this is an Instant Pot brand, but there's different versions of electric pressure cookers. Just cook it for 30 minutes on high. Basically, high pressure is what you need to know. That is plenty of time for the ground beef to thaw out and cook and make your chili beautiful. Now, before I load this in and start it and hop off here, this is why we make chili in the Instant Pot. This is it right here. Award-winning chili is made in pressure cookers. Used to be, still is, on the stovetop, a stovetop pressure cooking a pressure cooker, or now the Instant Pot, the electric pressure cooker. And so the reason for that is because the way that heat and pressure cycle against each other through the cooking cycle. So this is 30 minutes it's gonna cook. It'll take about 10 minutes to come to pressure, 30 minutes to cook. In 45 minutes, I've got bowls of chili ready to go. It only took me a couple minutes to get in, right? So for that 30 minutes that it's cooking, the heat and the pressure do this like funky cyclical thing, and that infuses flavor. And that infuses all the tomato, the beef, a little bit of the fat from the beef, all of this is going to infuse together and going to get the beautiful flavor, that award-winning rich. So my friend Tiffany's texting me. I'm tracking with you, girl. I got you. Okay, so this is it's the best chili. I don't make chili any other way except for in the Instant Pot now. Because of the way that heat and that pressure infuses the flavor, it just makes such a rich, delicious base to the chili. And then of course the onions and the red bell pepper and the meat, it's just, and the beans, it's all just magical. So let's get this started. Now that I've completely shut off why I have such a huge crush on Instant Pot chili. All right, so I am gonna put the lid on. I usually load my Instant Pot outside of the base to keep the base, there's like this rim in there. I don't want it to get nasty and gross. So I usually load it out, put it in here. There's a valve back here. You wanna push it back to where it's sealing. That way the pressure can build inside of the pressure cooker. I am going to press the bean and chili. That is a preset on mine that's already set to high pressure for 30 minutes. That's just a preset. If yours has a preset, great, use it. If it doesn't have a preset, just set it to 30 minutes high pressure. And that is plenty of time for this chili to, the beef to cook, the flavors to infuse, and to all hang out in there and make that magical bowl of chili. When it's finished, I do have a little bit of sour cream and a little bit of shredded cheese, I think, left over from the other night. So I will use that as toppings, and I will share a photo or something somewhere along the way. Instagram stories, TikTok stories, Facebook, I guess they have stories, in the comments. I'll share photos when our dinner is ready to go. So hopefully this was encouraging and inspiring. My goal with the Dinner Made Easy show is to teach you and give you ideas for things that you can make for dinner that are affordable, that are easy, that are efficient, and hopefully this hack of making the chili in the Instant Pot and using the pound of ground crumbles so you don't have to pre-brown anything in the skillet or on saute mode. This is the ticket to an easy dinner. Look for this in the frozen meat section of your grocery store. You will love it. I have loved cooking with it, and I know you will too. All right, off we go. I'm gonna say goodnight. Oh, and that's the slow cooker also cooking over here. There's about 12 things going on in here today. All right, my friends, that is what I've got for you today on this week's episode of the Dinner Made Easy show. I will be back possibly next week. I have some important news next week that involves me turning 29 again. More on that later. I can't tell you anymore now. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.